All right, yeah, I made you guys wait long enough. I really appreciate you hanging out with me. I just had to get a couple of other things sorted out. And while I kill this music real quick, let me turn that down. I'm RBE Pete, or just asshole, or whatever the hell you want to call me. And so I've been helping some guys get some organized Dota 2 play together, and we were able to wrap up Season 1. All of that information if you want to catch up with those games from the finisher or that closing match between Erupting Burning Finger and Wards in Base, which was a fantastic best of 3. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody who didn't pay attention to it, because I know there's a lot of folks within the Austin Dota 2 group and Texas eSports League that have just been sitting on the back, just watching the league progress and not really knowing where everything is at. So Season 1 is finished for them. And Texas eSports League, they had to make some changes, so they hit the pause button and they took a step back. And so today we get to talk about some of those changes that can be made and how Season 2 can kick off for anybody who wants to get in there. So captains, get your shit ready, get your rosters up and ready to go, because we are looking for it, and I'll let you know where you can send that information. And short and simple, you can get it right to me. Get it to me either myself, Abson, Lee Massey, or Grady, a.k.a. Sarge. Get your roster sent to those guys. We have a document that we consolidate all of those on. It's just easier for you to just give us your contact info if you're a captain, and then we'll email you exactly where to put all the information. We'll get that information here. It's just hard to do that over the podcast. It's just easier for you to just reach out to us. So meanwhile, Season 1 had some ups and downs to it. Obviously, you start your very first league and you're trying to get some organized play. You're going to run into some obstacles. Shit's going to go wrong, and you just got to pick up the pieces where they fell and hope that you can make the best of it going forward. And so I just want to thank everybody who's kind of been with us up to this point, and there has been a lot of numbers coming in. I see every day at least 2 to 3 people wanting to join either, the leagues that are the group, the Facebook group specifically that I'm an admin for. And I don't even know how Houston's doing. I don't know how Dallas is doing. I don't know how San Antonio's doing. But I know that the Texas Esports League overall, that's trying to kind of reach out to all the Dota 2 players within the state of Texas and try to just get activity. The Texas Esports Facebook group isn't specifically just for Dota 2. That's just gaming in general. And while they can host all sorts of leagues, ultimately what's forming here is a branding. So get in touch with, become a part of this stuff, because it's going to be the place where gamers within the Texas area are going to start to look to find organized play, and we want to set that up for them, and we know that you are interested in helping that set up for them. So I really appreciate you guys being with me on this, and working together and making this happen, because this shit doesn't happen unless you guys are playing the games, honestly. So we're glad to have, we're glad to see, or at least I know I am. I can't speak for everybody. I'm glad to see where it's come up to this point. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Unfortunately, I do have some folks who want to jump in here. So if there is anybody on Skype and they just want to stop and drop in and say hello, or we got our gentleman who's running the Vanguard for the 1v1 tournament, which I'll also get into later on. We've got a 1v1 mid tournament coming up. I just need you guys to pay attention to that, because that shit usually brings in a lot of folks that don't normally participate, that say, like, well, I could do a 1v1 1-versus-1 mid thing if it's just a one-day event, or we're tracking something over a couple days. Folks can handle that. They don't have the commitment to be able to play in a league, but the 1v1 shit is more within acceptable means of dedicating the amount of time that normally a league requires from people. And, it's not for everybody. That's perfectly fine. So meanwhile, with some changes coming into Season 2. Season 2 is about to kick off, and captains, get us your information. Let us know that you have a roster. Even if you've only got 3 or 4 players that are looking and playing, even if you've lost a team entirely and you're interested in being a captain, let us know. Send us your details. We need your contact information. We're going to reach out to all the folks of the contact information that we do have, and over the next week, we'll give it about a 2-week open registration period where you just get your team in there. We'll start putting together the brackets, and I'll get into that. We'll start putting together who you're going to be playing up against for the first 2 weeks, and then we're going to start a winner and loser bracket. So I might as well get into it. So the changes to the league, which I think everyone will be excited about. It won't be an 8-week thing anymore. It's going to be nice and short, 4 weeks. We're going to get right to the point, but it's going to require that you guys really knock out some games, maybe more than one series a week. See, that's if that's doable. And we'll see how it goes. And even if it gets extended or pushed back a little bit of time and somebody needs an extra week, that's fine. That's perfectly fine if both captains from both teams agree that they just needed a little, a couple extra days, something, that's fine. But you guys are setting the deadlines, and you guys got to keep those deadlines. Because once it goes past that and an admin has that date as a deadline, unfortunately the league's got to move on, and some points aren't going to be handed out, or you're going to get moved down into the lower bracket. It's as simple as that. And there's always a way out of the lower bracket. You just got to play another team. If you win, you continue. So some immediate changes that are going to be a little bit different is there's going to be the first 2 weeks of the league will be a round robin series, which means you will play 2 matches within those 2 weeks, and how you do during those 2 series between week 1 and week 2 will determine whether or not you end up in a winning bracket and a losing bracket. See that? Very simple. To the point. If you win both your matches, or at least come up with, more points than your opposing team that you played, if you accumulate, you basically take all the teams, cut it in half. The lower half of those standings will move into the lower bracket. You see my hands here? I don't know. These visuals are the fucking off the charts, new level visuals. We'll go into the lower bracket, and the teams with the most points from those 2 weeks are going to go into the winning bracket. And over the course of the next 2 weeks, we're going to narrow down who is going to be the winners of that particular season. Now, the benefit of doing this is we don't have to put as many teams into it. We want to break it down to as little as 6 teams. We want to stay around that range. We don't want to get too many or too little, and what will happen is you'll just be moved into another division with another set of 6 teams. So what we're saying is if you've only got 4 teams within that particular division, don't think that you don't get to play. We're still going to track the wins. You're still going to play against those teams. You're just in a separate division, and that allows you to have to coordinate with fewer teams, if that makes sense. So the folks that you communicate with, you're only required to make those particular exchanging contact information. However you guys want to do that, we're only going to give you access to the contact information of the teams that you are expected to play. And the Facebook groups can be a good way for us to just keep track of the highlights, just like we did before. I'll occasionally provide commentary as much as I can, and we'll have a lot of fun with that. And I think folks will be able to agree that that'll be a much easier way to get the leagues done, to get prizes handed out if we have prizes. I know I still need to get out. If you're watching right now, Erupting Burning Finger, I need you guys to get in touch with me. I've got some Dota 2 items that I need to give to you guys. You guys are the winners for Season 1. Get in touch with me, please, so I can give you some stuff. I've got some goodies for you. And that goes for future winners up through Season 2. We want to bring you guys in Texas eSports. You can also fall under this umbrella here. This is all Texas eSports Grand Texan League. Doesn't matter. We need to get you in one of these divisions, get you guys playing, and we'll hopefully get some matches going. So anyway, there's so in addition to some of the changes and with the launch of Season 2 coming up for the Grand Texan League, we've also got the Vanguard of Texas, which is coming up with a 1v1 mid tournament, and I want to pull that up. Let's see if I can get this page going. Forgive me if there's my face starts turning blue on you guys. So I'm just going to show you guys exactly what my screen looks like, so you can check this out. If you guys haven't been able to take a peek at this, we've got a gentleman who's running the Vanguard of Texas. Where did you go? Sorry, I need to shut some things down here. Meanwhile, while I'm waiting for this to go on, there is a 1v1 mid tournament coming, and the particular format for that tournament, the details are listed out at the Vanguard of Texas. I'll be able to pull it up here shortly. Here we go. Texas eSports. Here we come. Let me just show you guys what I'm looking at, so it's not too awkward. right, so I'm going to scroll down here to the Vanguard of Texas with our 1v1 mid-tournament. I know he did. Angel, there he is. Angel gave us some prizes for... he was just randomly giving out some prizes. And, he gave some folks a copy of The Witcher 3, which is a fantastic game, by the way. I got a chance to play some of it and had a really good time playing it. Difficult game. So if you like, RPGs with a fighting style that's very demanding, because you really got to be careful what you're doing in the game. You're in control of your ability to defend attacks as well as counterattack and things like that. And those types of RPGs are a lot of fun, and it's definitely provides a pretty big challenge. So anyway, the Vanguard of Texas. Here we go. Let's see if I can get rid of the chat bar. There we go. Close some other things here. Okay, the Vanguard of Texas coming up. Let's see. Let's go down to our 1v1 mid. Here it is. Here are the standings. Need to provide some rules here. So the 1v1 mid, and the winner will get a PA Arcana for participating. So all you got to do is submit your entry just on Facebook, and it's a free entry. So once the tournament begins, you can no longer be taken out of the tournament. I'm just going to go ahead and read through these things here. The players will be randomized into matches best of 1 until there are 2 players left. Then it'll be a best of 5 for the championship. So the winning objective is to kill the first to 5 kills, or the first to destroy the second tower within the lane. And the schedule here, the signups have already begun back on the 20th, and those signups will close on June 6th. So go ahead, if you haven't signed up for this, get involved. All of you folks within the Texas eSports group, as well as Houston, San Antonio, Dallas, all of you folks from all those areas, get in touch with Angel so you can be a part of this. And they'll go ahead and launch it on the 7th. So the matches are going to be every Sunday from 2 to 11. And if there's any changes to the schedule, a week notice will be posted on the Facebook page or the website. And then they'll get in as many matches as they can to continue the rest of the matches following Sunday. Anyway, the rules. Obviously, let's be respectful, be on time, communicate, and have fun. Very simple rules. Let's hope that we can make this a big success. I know a lot of you guys like to like to test your mid skills, and this is a way to do it. Anyway, all right. So this is going to be a fairly short podcast. I just wanted to touch over basically the new rules and the changes that were being made to the Grand Texan League in Season 2. Those same changes that can apply to the Texas eSports League as we bring in we bring in the registration for Season 2. Everyone's welcome to be a part of it. We'll break it up into divisions. Of each division will have no more than 6 teams per division. The first 2 weeks will be a round robin to determine whether or not you get into the winners or losers bracket. And then the following 2 weeks will wrap up those brackets. You just play them out. You got your another team. You know who the 2 teams that you're going to be playing, one or the other. Look ahead and see who the possible winners are for the upcoming matches that you might have. And be prepared, captains, to get in touch with those folks, because we're going to really count on you to schedule these matches. As much as we love to set dates, that's really comes down to the captains to be able to organize all of that. So we hope that we can provide the venue, or at least the digital interface, for you guys to be able to communicate with one another. And of course, if you have any problems, reach out to the admins, reach out to any one of us, myself, Abson, Lee Massey, Grady. Reach out to any of them. Let them know that you're having any issues, and there's plenty of other folks who help out and have no problem trying to help get you the information that you need. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to me if you have anything, comments or concerns. So questions for eSports League. Same teams that were already formed, randomized or pre-made. Really make up the team however you want. Since Sarge went ahead and randomized a bunch of players, it turns out that a majority of them are having a good time and enjoying playing with one another. So if they like playing with one another, keep your team. Keep the folks that you synergize with. Why the hell not? And if you want to have a randomized team, we can do that for you too. We've got a pool of folks who want to be stand-ins, and they don't really have someone who wants to be a captain. They haven't figured out what role they want to play. They haven't figured out, what position they feel strongest at, or maybe they're just brand new to the game and they don't want to play in a big division that has a higher MMR. Maybe we can put them in a newer division of folks where it's just new players. But you got to let us know, because if we don't know how new you are to the game, we're not going to be able to accommodate that skill level. Because we want this to be fun for everybody. There's higher level competitive guys that, they want to represent Texas and they want to possibly be a group of 5 that is a contender for the international. By the way, been watching these qualifier matches, and holy shit, they've been doing some fantastic fucking shit. I'll just leave it at that. I won't comment too much. I've posted some highlights on the Facebook page, on the RBE Pete Facebook page, of some highlights and some in-house matches that happened over the course of last week. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. Over the next 2 weeks will be open registration. I don't think it's going to take much longer than that. If we get a division going and we have 6 teams, that division gets fired up and it's launched. So it's not so much dependent upon being there at the beginning of the season. What happens is that if you get 6 teams that want to play within a particular division, that division launches. So if you make it into the losers bracket of a particular league, and let's say your team's not doing so hot and you want to continue to play, you just let the captain know that we're ready to start in a new division. You'll be posted in that. The division will be given a name. We'll create a document for you. We'll get the captains in touch with one another, hopefully. That'll be up to the captains again. We're going to get this contact information out there for you guys. But it's going to be up to you to really schedule those matches. And then send me or any of the admins the date that you've agreed, or, we'll open up a shared doc so you can put in the date, and then we'll try to get it on one of the websites that we have out there. Anyway, we are looking for a webmaster. I know Sarge was looking for somebody. He said he didn't really need any help right away with the website, but he says as things picks up, he may be looking for somebody to help be kind of an addition, a backup webmaster to help him keep that going. And Lee as well. Let me know if you need any help. Get in touch with him or Lee. You can reach out and post in there if you need some help with the challenge website at all, if you want to keep that going. That's also a useful tool. See, we've got all these tools available to us, but we just need to figure out what works best for the captains to make it as easy as possible for them to be able to schedule their matches and to get as many games played as possible with as little confusion as possible. Because I know some folks were getting a little frustrated that they're trying to get these matches scheduled, but they just couldn't hear back from their other captains. By the way, let me just toast to everybody to the successful completion of Season 1. It was absolutely spectacular. And everyone only got to see bits and pieces of the league. We really want to turn this into something where we have league coverage 24/7. We've got commentators providing excellent play-by-plays and statistics of these league matches. That's what we're aiming for, guys, but we got to help each other get to that point. So anyway, cheers to you guys. Really glad that you guys will be a part of this. And we'll post this, obviously, on YouTube, so the folks who couldn't be here today would be able to watch it later on. And I'm spent. I got nothing else. Unless I don't see any other questions coming up in chat, I'm just going to close this off and say, captains, get me your information. I'm going to post this out. As soon as this is finished, I'm going to go ahead and do the upload. And we'll get this wrapped up. I don't know, guys. What you got for me? This seems like it could be it. Nice. Okay, well, this is Pete. RBE Pete. Romeo, Bravo, Echo. Yeah, so anyway, you catch me offline. You want to know what RBE stands for, you can come by and ask me. Just let me know. I'll explain it to you. Don't want to do it now. This is Dota 2 podcast. If I got into what RBE stands for, that's a whole nother conversation. That's for, we start up a campfire to start talking about that shit. Anyway, I love all you guys. You guys are fantastic. Keep playing the game. We're going to get together and get this next season launched. If you're just joining us, this was just a recap of some changes that were going to happen to the Grand Texan League and with Texas eSports, so we can get these captains fired up again and get another league going. But instead of it being 8 weeks long, we're going to try to get it down and done in 4 weeks. And we're going to do more of a round-robin style within the first 2 weeks, and then have a winners-losers bracket for the remaining weeks. And it's going to be up to the captains. We're going to give you guys the tools that you need but it's really going to fall on you guys to get all of this stuff done. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Glad you guys could be here. If you want to stay after the podcast and play some rounds of Dota, we can do that. But for the sake of the recording, I got to close this up. And you guys have a good night.